Do you wanna dance?
Welcome to Do You Wanna Dance with Sophia in Sapphire. Learn how simple it is to go from wallflower dreamer to confident center of the stage dancer. Whether it's the first dance as husband and wife or another option for date night, we'll help you go from nerdy to flirty, jumpstarting your dancing journey and transforming your experience into a personal expression of what makes you, you. And now, your host for Do You Wanna Dance, Sophia in Sapphire.
Welcome, everybody, to Do You Wanna Dance radio show. Today is April 30th, 2014. I'm your hostess, Sophia, and you're listening live on VegasAllNetRadio.com. This whole show is about inspiring you, helping you get out and jumpstart your dancing journey, and to make the most out of planning for your special wedding day. We have tips and tricks to get from nerdy to flirty on the dance floor, and insights on smart planning for your special day and smart reflections on life itself, and how dance makes it a better place to be. So today's theme is about what is your joy, and about being in the now, cultivating a self-awareness of what truly makes us happy. We will be exploring this topic in just a bit and assessing the relevance of dance and how it just might hold the key to unlocking a rich inner world inside all of us. Our special guests today are Rick and Janee Bennet, and they will be joining us shortly with more on that. You will have a chance to call in with questions today for them as we delve deeper into these topics. If you missed a show, please visit our website, sophiaandsapphire.com. We've got archives posted and downloads as well. And if you'd like to be personally invited to Sophia and Sapphire events, please find us on Facebook, Sophia in Sapphire. So co-hosting with me today is Magic Al Jensen. Welcome to the Do You Wanna Dance studio.
Hi, Sophia. It's great to be with you again on a Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, thank you. How are you doing?
Actually, pretty doggone good. I got to be honest with you. It has been a very busy week, a very fun-filled week, a very satisfying week. So, yeah, all is good in my world.
So I have to ask from last week's show on the tips of relaxing and de-stressing. Did you implement any of those keys from our guest last week?
Well, actually, I did. I continued to do my focusing and my relaxation techniques. It just works wonders, and I really have learned to declutter my mind with all of the peripheral things that just have no sense being there, and just let those thoughts, if they come into my mind, say, oh, okay, that's fine. I don't need to spend any more time, and just let it float away.
Very nice. Yeah, to catch more information on that show, our guest was Jill Borchers from Celebrity Photo Booth, and we do have that archive posted on our website, so check it out. A couple announcements. We have our Salsa Night out this Saturday night at the Gold Coast. This is our once-a-month field trip, and we've been learning salsa all of April, so everyone is welcome and invited to come out salsa dancing on Saturday night at the Gold Coast.
10 o'clock, right?
10 o'clock. And we are starting up our next series, dance class for beginners, Cha-Cha, on Monday.
All about the Cha-Cha.
So dance class starts at 6 p.m. every Monday night at the Ritz. And that's located at 3360 on East Flamingo Road.
I like to say salsa, but I also like to say cha-cha. I like the names of these dances.
I know. I think you say those words every single show.
I do. I like to salsa. I like to cha-cha.
And one last announcement. There is a competition, a big one coming up in L.A. So if you...
Tomorrow night.
Yes, if you are in L.A., come on down.
Ball.
Emerald Ball. It's a very big comp. It's probably 6 days long.
Wow.
We're only competing one night, tomorrow night, Rising Star, Pro Rhythm. So
when you say only one night, I mean, this is a big deal. You just make it, you blow it off like it's nothing. This is a huge deal,
it's a big deal
to be a part of this competition. And you and Eddie are in it.
Yeah,
the Rising Star category tomorrow night.
Yeah, there will be probably, I'm not sure, I didn't look at the heat list, but usually quarterfinals, then semifinals, and finals. It's a long night.
Yes,
so.
Especially since you have to go all the way through the quarters and the semis and the finals. I mean, you got to dance all of them because you're going to win this thing.
That's right, Al.
Yes, you are. You go into it with a positive mental attitude.
It's already
Visualize
been
yourself.
done.
Yeah, you've already cashed the check. Already have a place on the mantle for the big trophy.
So, going back to actually our topic of the day, what is your joy? Obviously, dancing and competing has been my dream come true. Ever since I was a kid, I remember my first memory being on stage and my first thought of I wanted to do dance for the rest of my life. And I was rationalizing at 5 years old.
Sure.
I was on that stage and I was, telling myself, oh, that's not real. You can't do that,
But you can do that, and you've proven it.
Yeah, you have to make a lot of the wrong decisions to realize how unimportant they are, and then...
Well, you have to take a lot of action along the way, and some of those actions are going to be in harmony with your ultimate goal, and some of them that maybe seem like they're in harmony, you find out that maybe they weren't the greatest things to do along the way, but you've always been pursuing it, and let's be honest, you're human, and some of the actions you've taken have been, perfect and in harmony and unison with your lifelong objective. And some, well, at least now you know what not to do as well.
Yeah, I think the hardest thing is jumping off that cliff and committing to what you love to do or what your joy is, because a lot of us kind of know what it is, We don't really have to search deep to kind of sense that we're missing out on something, but in order to pursue it, you have to give up everything else sometimes, or say no to certain people,
Sure.
or say no to certain opportunities to go for this dream that seems like maybe not even real at the time, So,
But you knew that it was a jump that you had to make, that you were going to make regardless.
yeah, it's still scary because there's no security in doing
yeah.
these things.
That's part of the joy in it.
Is it?
That even though there's no security, you have no ceiling. You
Yeah.
have nothing above you to hold you
Right.
down.
Yeah.
You can go as high as you want to go, as far as you want to go, and you can experience that joy every single day of your life, which a lot of people, unfortunately, don't get a chance to do.
Yeah, one thing I found, I just started saying yes to every single opportunity. It didn't even matter if I was scared. It didn't matter if I knew how. Those things that used to stop me, it's like, it doesn't even matter. Oh, there's an opportunity to do this. Yes, I'm signing up. I'm doing it now.
I'm going to do it. That's wonderful.
And then I don't even think about how hard it's going to be. But it comes, I think, with the drive, the passion is really what makes it.
Absolutely. And you've had a taste of that joy, and you want to continue down that path of more joy. And let's face it, you have experienced something that a lot of people never get to. A lot of people have been programmed to say, you got to go to school, you got to take a job, you got to be an accountant,
Yeah.
you got to be a this, you got to be a that, you got to work for 40 years, you got to get your pension, and they just, kind of go through life like a zombie, not really appreciating all that life has to offer. You're making
Yeah.
choices that allow you to experience your joy, and I commend you for that.
Well, thank you so much. I think what keeps me going, to be honest, is being able to share it. I can't say that if I was just hoarding this joy to myself, that it would be as meaningful to me.
Oh, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. If you can't share it with the world, then it doesn't have nearly as much meaning.
Yeah. So that's one thing, sometimes it's easy to be like, oh, I'm selfish because I'm pursuing this or I'm being true to myself. But honestly, it's when you become stronger and more focused and knowing what you want, you grow, and then you're stronger to give to other people.
It's because you have gotten in harmony with your purpose on this earth. And when you're in harmony with that which the Creator has endowed you with, you're using your skills, using your abilities, all the gifts that He has given you, then you're doing what you have been divinely placed here to do. And you have a responsibility to appreciate that joy and share it with everyone else so others can look at you and go, wow, she's living her joy.
Yeah.
Maybe I should think about doing that
Yeah, exactly,
too.
right.
So you can be an inspiration for others
Priceless.
to live their joy.
So I'm kind of curious, Al, do you have a story, or what is your joy?
What is my joy?
What is your thing?
That's
You seem to have so much insight. I want to know about it.
I don't know if I have insights or not, but in our pre-production meeting, we talked a little bit about what is your joy and what brings you joy, and I kind of semi-flippantly answered that I just appreciate waking up on this side of the grass every day, which is true. I mean, I appreciate every day that I have to live and to enjoy this wonderful life that has been given to me. And then another question was posed to me, well, have you ever had that situation where you look at the clock and then next time you look at the clock, 3 hours have passed and you go, wow, where did that time go?
Right.
That is what happens to me every time I get into the radio studio.
Oh,
for the various shows. I mean, this show is one of several that I do here at the Lotus Broadcasting.
Right.
And every time I come into to do a radio show, time seems to speed up like 3, 4, 5 times. I can't believe the hour is gone so fast.
Yeah.
So that, in fact, is one of my big joys in life, being able to be behind the microphone and share my thoughts, my insights, and learn about all the other people that we bring in as guests. So, yeah, being on the air is one of my joys in life.
That's cool. Now that you mention it, you know, sometimes I remember, sometimes I would teach up to 12 lessons a day, crazy schedule. I don't do that now because I'm training so much. I don't have the physical capacity to do that. But I do teach a lot of lessons back to back. And at the beginning of the day, I'm like, wow, I have all these people and, you know, so much to teach. But at the end of the day, it's like, wow, where did the time go? Because it's just, I don't even notice.
It's lunchtime and it's 10 o'clock.
I don't notice because I'm really in the zone when I teach.
Sure.
It's when I communicate with other people and show them how they can, you know, learn how to feel successful with their dancing, how to receive the benefits of dance and like the joy of dance.
Sure.
That's when, for me,
you're living your joy,
yeah.
aren't you, when you're instructing?
So let's actually introduce our guests for today.
Yes.
We have Rick and Janee Bennet here with us at the Do You Want to Dance studio. They are light workers and have been on an enlightening path for many years.
That's awesome.
Welcome to the show, Rick and Janee.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It's an honor for us to be here. Thank you.
I'm so happy that you made it, and actually I'm so inspired by the topics. Each time we have a conversation, the fascinating topics that come up.
All of the things that you have just said, as far as you said about being able to step out there and you don't know where you're going to go, if you're going to fall, it's called stepping out of the box.
Right.
People are afraid to step out of the box. But as Al said, that's the joy, that's the excitement of, let's see what I can do. Let's just really step out there. And stepping through that fear of which is what holds us all back, where everybody says, well, I want to do this, but I can't leave, I can't change my job, I can't. That word can't comes in.
Right.
That's what stops people.
Wow. So how long have you been living this way?
We have been living this way solidly for, well, as long as Rick and I have been together for 5 years. That's the only way we've lived. I've been on this journey for 35 years at least.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And I've been on it for very many years myself. It's been a phenomenal trip to be in that place and to understand that there's so much more to us than just living this everyday life. We get to experience things on so many different levels. And we begin to become more open and in a greater awareness that there is just so much out there to be offered to us as being here and doing what we're doing.
Yeah, that's really neat. So do you even remember how life was like before this?
No, that's like 6 lifetimes ago. Out of this same life, it's like, wow, I don't remember how that worked.
Huh.
The funny part about it is when you step into the now moment, you begin to let go of all the things that used to be.
Huh.
It's like a loss of memory, but yet all the good, joyful things are still there. But you have to work so hard to dig back into them to find them.
Yeah. Huh. Well, you know, this is so captivating and fascinating. We actually have to take a break and go on to commercial. But stay with us with Rick and Janee Bennet, and we will have more for you after this short commercial break.
Everyone in the studio is taking a quick dance break. We'll be back after these brief commercial announcements.
When marimba rhythms start to play,
Are you looking for an all-inclusive, stress-free wedding venue? One with all the services to plan your perfect wedding. If so, you're looking for the Ritz of Las Vegas, family-owned and operated for more than 10 years. In addition to traditional events, the Ritz specializes in theme weddings from 1920s, glam goth, Star Wars, Harry Potter, masquerade, burlesque, or vintage Hollywood, just to name a few. Whatever your vision, the Ritz makes it a reality. For more information on the finest all-inclusive, stress-free wedding venue in Las Vegas, contact the Ritz of Las Vegas at 702-336-3626 or visit them at theritzoflasvegas.com. That's 702-336-3626 or theritzoflasvegas.com.
Planning a wedding? Want a spectacular, one-of-a-kind reception party experience? All Events Production is ready to make your event a unique production. From DJ and music to photo booth and even lighting, they will keep your guests engaged and entertained from beginning to end. Your wedding is transformed into a truly wow event. From live broadcasting for those who can't be there in person, to live texting, dancing in the clouds, snow, and all sorts of special effects. Your special day will truly be one of a kind. Contact All Events Production at 702-348-6641 or visit them online at alleventsproduction.com. That's 702-348-6641 or alleventsproduction.com.
Hi, Sophia. It's Roxanne. I just wanted to let you know my husband and I wanted to do a first dance at our wedding, and we found Sophia and Sapphire online. We had a total of 10 lessons in 3 months and put together a routine that was easy for us to learn, tailored to our first song, and that made us look good at our wedding. Our wedding dance specialist from Sophia and Sapphire was amazing, patient, and taught us the dance moves progressively, and in a way that someone with no dance experience, like us, could still learn it and make it look great. Scheduling was flexible, and we were able to conveniently meet at a studio located closest to us. Thanks, Sophia.
Welcome back to Do You Wanna Dance? Once again, your host, Sophia in Sapphire.
Sophia in Sapphire.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You are listening to Do You Wanna Dance Radio. I'm your hostess, Sophia, and we have Rick and Janee Bennet here in the studio with us today. They are light workers and have been on an enlightening path for many years. And Janee is actually an ordained metaphysician, and I'm just so captivated by the positive and radiant energy that, you know, both Rick and Janee always carry with them. Welcome back onto the show, Rick and Janee.
Yeah, welcome, Rick. Welcome, Janee. Now, I got a question. I want to jump in here because we've got two phrases that if I were listening to this show, I would want answers to. Number one, what is an ordained metaphysician? And number two, probably equally as important, what is a light worker? Can you shed some light on that for us?
Absolutely, since that's what I've been doing all these years. First of all, I have to answer for what it means to me to be a light worker. And that is being in my awareness of the soul that I am as I have experiences here on this earth in a human body.
Okay.
Okay, now what does that really mean to you? You've heard the statement, maybe you've not heard the statement, but that we are a soul having a human experience, not a human looking for our soul somewhere. We don't get our soul whenever somebody passes, then all of a sudden your soul doesn't jump up there and that's what goes to heaven. We're walking around as the soul that we are. This body is nothing more than a costume that we are wearing, and we are having different experiences.
Than a vessel to...
we are not a vessel. We are nothing. It is nothing more than, as you say, if you get into a car and you drive down the road and you get out of that car, you are now not a car because you were in that car. And that's the same as our soul being in this body. We are now not, we're not a human. We are a soul simply having a human experience.
Right. I get that. That makes sense to me.
Okay.
Sophia?
Yeah, that does.
And it helps when you think about it a little bit, but that's what's really important when all of these human things, they are nothing more than an experience. Every single thing that we go through is an experience to create more infinity. You keep hearing that we never die. We never die. Our soul never dies.
Right.
Well, that's how we keep making it never die, because we keep having experience after experience after experience and building on that. So it just keeps becoming more.
So what would you say is the ultimate joy? Or what is your joy?
The ultimate joy can simply be what it is that brings you simply that feeling. And it's all about feeling. It doesn't have to be any language. It's that feeling that makes you feel good, that brings a smile to your face, that makes you get yourself lost in time of, it's just so much fun that you're so focused on what you're doing, nothing else matters, and you are absolutely captivated by where you are. And that's what we've learned to do, to be in that awareness all the time.
Yeah, I can't agree with you anymore. In fact, a lot of times I speak with speakers who call themselves motivational or inspirational speakers, and the question that I have for them is, what's the difference between motivation and inspiration? And I have my own answer to that question, but I'd like to pose that to you. What's the difference between motivation and inspiration?
That's a good one.
Yeah, when you say motivation, that could be artificial. That could be where somebody else is trying to make you motivated. Say you're in school and you have a teacher and you have a history class and you really don't like history, but they try to motivate you into writing a paper that you'll be excited about. That's something where you have to kind of go into yourself and say, okay, I have to do this. But inspiration is what comes from within you. Nobody else. Those little voices, or that little, like, I have a feeling, or you hear people say, I got this feeling, or I just sort of felt like. That's inspiration. That's the quiet voice of Source coming through to you, to each and every one of us, and that brings you excitement. You don't know why. You're just wired that way. You're wired that way this time.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. I have, done a little bit of reading, a little bit of research, a lot of thinking on this particular topic. And if you break down the term motivation, that's motive and action. It's coming up with a motive for your action. Why do I want to study for this particular test? Well, I want to get a good grade so I can get a good scholarship, so I can get a good job. And so that's kind of a motive for your action. Inspiration, on the other hand, is being in spirit, being in tune, in harmony with the spirit, with your creator, the one who gave life and has given us all of our gifts. And when you are truly in tune with the spirit, then there is no need for motivation, because you know why you were placed here on this earth. You know and appreciate the gifts and the talents that you've been bestowed upon. And when you have a clear understanding of that, you're in tune with your spirit, there's no need for motivation.
That's correct. You're in alignment.
Exactly.
You're in alignment with Source. And actually, Source doesn't give us our gifts. We've earned our gifts, and we've come in here. We've come in with what we call a contract of what we already know, what we want to experience. Source simply lets us come in here with the free will that we have and say, go for it. Whatever it is that you want to do, however it is that you want to explore this time, then you get to do that. And we can tap into all that is. So all the gifts that are out there, as I said before about being wired towards some way, why do you like dance, and why do you like to work on cars, Rick, and why do you like radio, and because we came in with a knowing that this is what we wanted to experience, and that's one of the ways we get inspired differently. There's all these different, as I say, we all come from the same vat of ice cream. But there's all different kinds of flavors.
Ooh, yes.
And when I first started, I may have just had one dip of vanilla ice cream, because I came from a very religious background, and this is how you do things. You were told how to do things. You were programmed how to do things. Well, then when I stepped out and said, I've been there, done that, let's do it this way. I want to try something different. Well, now I found that then I have another scoop of ice cream, maybe in chocolate, and then I go to butter pecan, and then, well, before you know it, now after all these years, My ice cream cone is all the way up to see. I see the Cat in the Hat kind of Dr. Seuss stories, and I have an ice cream cone that's just toppling all the way up, and in all these different flavors and colors.
Yeah.
Because I just want to keep been there, done that. Let's try something else. What's next?
Wow. That's a good one.
And that makes it fun.
I like that analogy, and I like what you say about the freedom, because a lot of times we do feel like there's a certain way to live. And all of us are raised to live a certain way, and it's so hard to experiment sometimes or look for another answer or kind of address an issue when we feel like we're not true to ourselves. And, I'm glad that you made that point.
I'm glad that you said about being true to yourselves, because that reminds me of how many things are we doing because that's what is expected of us. How many of us run our life because that's what we're expected to do versus doing what we want?
Yeah, you know what? We have a caller on the line. And so let's welcome our first caller for the show. Welcome to Do You Want to Dance? Who's calling?
Hello, Dollface. This is Bob. I'm a third-time listener, first-time caller. How are ya?
Hi, Bob.
Hey,
How are
Bob,
you?
thanks for calling.
Thank you for calling.
Well, thanks for having me. Am I on the radio?
Yes, you are.
You're on the radio.
Oh, my goodness. They say the TV camera adds 10 pounds. I wonder what this is doing for me.
Oh, the radio adds 50 pounds in 20 years, Bob.
Gosh.
Oh, boy. Let's talk about motivation.
All right. Hey, Bob, we've got 3 minutes for you. I believe that you have a question for Janee. Is that right?
I just wanted to ask, what does it really take to get out on the dance floor? I've been spending my whole life watching people have so much fun, and I just can't bring myself to do it.
Why is that? What's stopping you?
I don't know. I got 3 less feet.
Well, that is exactly what my husband said to me.
I think a surgeon needs to be consulted in this case, Bob. 3 left feet.
I was thinking of consulting a physician first.
Well, maybe. I have no idea, but let's look at it this way. If you just do it, how many times have we heard, just do it? There's nothing stopping you. And once you do it, you will feel so happy and honor yourself so much. My husband was the same way. He can do anything at all. But dancing, he was not too much into. Well, out of circumstances and how things turned around that we got to meet Sophia, he was the one who said, let's take dance lessons. He is so excited, and now he is feeling really good about himself. So, Bob, I encourage you to simply step out there and see what you can do.
So I understand we're doing some lessons on Mondays?
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, that would be a great place to start. Why don't you come on out Monday night at 6 p.m. at the Ritz? We're doing the cha-cha.
Putting on the Ritz, huh? All right, the cha-cha.
Hey, Bob, do you know who Pharrell Williams is?
I don't.
No? He does a song that is just through the roof right now called Happy, Happy, Happy. Yeah. And that is what you will be when you get in tune with what it takes to enjoy yourself on the dance floor. And Sophia is the queen of making that happen. Yeah. You've got to come out to the Ritz. You got to come out to the Ritz next Monday night, and they're going to be focusing on the cha-cha. And if nothing else, Bob, all you got to do is stand around and say cha-cha. You're going to be happy, happy, happy just saying cha-cha. And
very good. All hail the queen.
All hail the queen. So, Sophia, tell them one last time where and when your dance meetup happens.
So, actually, Bob, every Monday night, every month we do a different dance. This month in May, we're doing cha-cha at 6 p.m. at the Ritz. The address is 3360 East Flamingo Road, and the cross street is Pecos. So I really do hope to see you there on Monday.
I'll bring, for safety purposes, I'll wear a cup and I'll bring a parachute. Just in case.
Love it. Please bring one for me, too. All right, Bob. Thanks for calling in.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. We have to break into our next commercial break. Please stay tuned, and we'll be back shortly.
Feel free to get up and dance while we take a quick break for these commercial messages.
Hi, it's Sophia from Sophia and Sapphire, here with a personal invitation to join me at 6 p.m. each Monday night in May to learn the Cha-Cha at the Ritz, located at 3360 East Flamingo Road, for my How to Dance in Real Life Situations beginner class. Begin your journey from nerdy to flirty while you learn how to make dance more than just a one-time thing. For more information, please visit sophiainsapphire.com.
Hi, I'm Larry Harris from Las Vegas. I want you to know about my experience with Sophia from Sophia in Sapphire. I signed up for her 10-lesson dance challenge to gain confidence, to learn the skills, to look like I knew what I was doing. Sophia made learning how to dance fun and easy. It turned out that by the end of the challenge, I wanted more, so I continued on with more lessons. Since then, I've gained enough confidence to go out into the social scene and even ask strangers to dance. I've made new friends and feel good about myself. The challenge paid off. I finally became a babe magnet. Because after all, everyone knows girls like a guy who can dance. Thanks, Sophia.
Tune in Wednesdays at 4 p.m. for Do You Wanna Dance? The show that helps you realize how simple it is to go from wallflower dreamer to confident center of the stage dancer. Whether it's the first dance as husband and wife or another option for date night, Sophia in Sapphire will help jumpstart your dancing journey and transform your experience into a personal expression of what makes you, you.
Tune in Wednesdays at 4 p.m. to Vegas All Net Radio and let me help you go from nerdy to flirty and learn how simple it is to turn your dreams into reality on the Do You Wanna Dance radio show.
Are you looking for an all-inclusive, stress-free wedding venue? One with all the services to plan your perfect wedding. If so, you're looking for the Ritz of Las Vegas, family-owned and operated for more than 10 years. In addition to traditional events, the Ritz specializes in theme weddings from 1920s, glam goth, Star Wars, Harry Potter, masquerade, burlesque, or vintage Hollywood, just to name a few. Whatever your vision, the Ritz makes it a reality. For more information on the finest all-inclusive, stress-free wedding venue in Las Vegas, contact the Ritz of Las Vegas at 702-336-3626 or visit them at theritzoflasvegas.com. That's 702-336-3626 or theritzoflasvegas.com.
Welcome back to Do You Wanna Dance? Once again, your host, Sophia in Sapphire.
Sophia in Sapphire.
Welcome back, everybody. This is your hostess, Sophia, and you're listening to the Do You Wanna Dance radio show. Today we have in studio Rick and Janee Bennet. They are both Lightworkers and have been on an enlightening path for quite some time. We just had a caller actually call in asking how to get rid of 3 left feet, which was pretty funny. But kind of wanted to ask Rick, I know you have just started dancing rather recently, and do you relate to the 3 left feet? And what is it that made you decide to start dancing?
Oh, I absolutely relate to the 3 left feet. Very, very much so. Yeah, I was not one to. I could sit in a chair and do my little wiggle, jiggle.
You could chair dance really well.
I could chair dance really well, but it was kind of like a little bit of intimidation as I was growing up to go out there and get on the floor and make a fool out of yourself, But that was one of the hardest things for me to deal with way back when. So I never really pursued it. So then one day we had a friend that offered us to go some dance lessons on Mondays with you, which was grand. Cool. And I kind of hesitated a little bit. I was dragging my feet a little bit. Well, she's a professional dancer, and I don't know. And I know I've got 3 left feet and so forth. But a little thing triggered off of me and says, you can do it. just go do it.
Let's live in the now.
Let's you live in the now. There's nothing to be worried about. You don't have to worry about 3 left feet. So I says, okay, let's do it. So when they asked us one more time to come, I says, let's go. And it was kind of the best thing I did because it cleared out a lot of things that were way back in the past. So, and that's one thing about being in the now is letting go of things that hold you back from doing things that you want to do.
For sure.
So I went and I says, let's go. So we went, and I had a good time, even though I had 3 left feet, and, trying to get the legs to move the right way, and I'm going the opposite way, but I was having fun with it.
Right.
So, and I knew it brought joy to Janee
Uh-huh.
because I actually went and did it because it was just something that she always wanted. I just never wanted to push the issue.
I see.
But in that process, I've learned how to dance. And
Very cool.
I'm having a grand time with it. And taking private lessons with you is phenomenal. It's so easy.
Yeah.
You make it easy.
You make
are
it-
an exceptional
yes,
teacher,
you
and
do.
I
Thank
am
you so
grateful
much.
to you.
And I think it shocked Janee because when we did the introductory one, and you told us, 10 lessons, there was a little click that went in my head, says, no, 20. So I didn't hesitate. I went with the spontaneous moment, and I'm enjoying every single moment of it.
Now, Rick, you've done the hustle, right?
Yes.
You've done the hustle. You feel pretty good about that?
Well, I get a little confused between the salsa.
Well, then I was going to say you also learned the salsa.
And we did learn the salsa.
All right. And then you're looking forward to
The cha-chas? Yes. The
Yeah.
cha-cha's going to be fun.
All right.
And actually, I'm looking forward to a few other dances because I think it was kind of cool with Sophie because I gave her 2 songs that we wanted to dance to.
Mm-hmm.
And, she didn't hear either one of them before, it was interesting because she clicked with them so good. So I'm looking forward to having a couple other dances with those 2 particular songs to where, I just might have to compete.
Just might have to, huh?
Oh, my, Janee's eyes.
This is news to Janee.
So, Janee, we've heard a little bit about Rick and his motivation, his inspiration for doing this. What has it meant for your relationship?
I'm happy you asked that question because what it has done is absolutely made me fall in love.
It raised another level.
It raised another
Yes,
level
it did.
of our energy between each other, but to everything. But I absolutely fell in love with this man all over again, and I was completely in love with this man to begin with. Our what we say every day is it just gets better. That we love us. It just keeps getting better, and it does. But when he said, "Let's do 20 lessons," oh my gosh! You think my eyes got big now?
Yeah.
I was so utterly elated that. It's opened up another world. Like you said, it's given us another level. We've gone up to another level, and it's something that we have to share together, just he and I. And it's magical. It's magical. That's a wonderful word to explain.
We've
It's
talked
magical.
about that a number of times with some callers and between us, but it's so great to hear that from someone who has done it so recently. And I mean, every time we get telephone calls every week from people who say, you've really made a change in my life. It's been an inspiration to me, and I love learning to dance, and I didn't think I could do it. And thanks, Sophia, for helping me, get off of the bleachers and get into the game. So it's so great to hear, real life story here on the air. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. I'm glad I could share it.
That's really, really nice story. It warms my heart. Thank you. I think we do have a caller on the line. Welcome to the Do You Want to Dance radio show. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Olivier Schmidt from Mountain View, California.
This is who, sorry?
Olivier Schmidt from Mountain View, California.
Olivier. Oh, hello. How are you?
Hi. I thought I would call and share a little bit and
yes,
ask a couple
please.
of questions.
Please do.
So, Growing up, I always admired John Travolta.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you've probably seen the movies. And
Saturday Night Fever, you bet. Grease, we've seen it.
Oh, yeah. John Travolta is so awesome. So I was never a really good dancer, so last year, or a year ago, I decided to throw myself this challenge and take lessons. So I started taking lessons at the studio in my town, and it's been a lot of fun. I have made so much progress. I just cannot believe how much fun it is. And
what has it meant to you personally for your experience? What have you gotten out of it?
It's just a fun hobby, you know. You get to meet new people. You learn skills. It's just a feel good hobby, and I highly recommend lessons with Sophia, who's so talented and
thank you.
A wonderful teacher. And she gets to teach all the technical terms, like all the different positions, the open breaks and things, and also the fun terms, like what's a loose tornado.
A loose tornado? Is that right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with that particular term. I guess we haven't got to that yet.
A loose tornado.
A loose tornado. That's what my mother called me when I was in elementary school. Yeah. So what is your favorite dance? I mean, we've been talking today about the hustle, about the salsa, about the cha-cha. Do you have a particularly favorite dance that you enjoy?
So far, the favorite I have is called Nightclub Two-Step. And I like this one a lot. It's
the Nightclub Two-Step.
Yeah, it goes well with romantic songs, kind of love songs, you know.
Right.
And anyway, life is much better. Life is happier with dancing. And I agree with you that it takes a while to learn. It's a journey. But I enjoy it a lot. And thank you, Sophia, for your help.
Oh, and, thank you for calling. Such a good story.
So actually, I had a question for you.
Okay.
One of the wonderful tools you have for teaching beginners is I remember one of the first lessons where we actually danced with our eyes closed.
Oh, that's right. We did. We danced with our eyes closed.
I think we danced a little bit of Roomba with our eyes closed, and I think it was related to making me feel small movements and things like. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
What's that?
Can you talk a little bit more about this technique?
Oh, yeah. So what I like to do, especially for beginners or for pros, dancing with the eyes closed. And a lot of times there's so many senses involved. It's sensory overload. We don't know what to focus on, especially with dance and other hobbies. You know, when you're picking up something new, you've got to pick just one thing. Visual, the eyes are so distracting. I mean, even if you're not even looking at anything in particular, looking at your partner is very distracting. You can forget what's next, what to say, all those things. So when you close your eyes, you kind of tune into your body. And the thing is with dancing, it's all about muscle memory. So the more you do it repetitively with the least amount of distraction, so the more focused you do it. And a lot of times I find that closing your eyes is a great way to kind of reconnect yourself with your body. You start realizing which muscles are moving, which bones are moving, which direction you're going. Are you off balance? All of these things where otherwise, you're auto-correcting yourself when your eyes are on or open. So, yeah. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Olivier, and for, mentioning this technique. I think it's very beneficial for everyone to use. So thank you so much for your call.
Thank you, Sophia.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. How nice.
That was nice to hear, again, another student who's called up to share what it's, the difference it's made in his life. He's loving it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's unexpected.
That's
cool.
awesome.
All right, so we are actually going to break off into our last commercial break. Stay tuned. We'll be back shortly.
Feel free to get up and dance while we take a quick break for these commercial messages.
From the very first lesson, Sophia was quick to adapt her teaching style to my learning style, and she exuded positive energy. Over time, I had occasion to see Sophia with other students and how different her lessons were with each student, depending on their needs. I never bought lessons in advance, so I never felt committed to taking lessons, but I've been coming back every week for 2 years. I now go out dancing with ease and even enjoy dancing with Sophia in exhibitions and show numbers. I consider Sophia a friend, in addition to being a truly unique and wonderful dance instructor.
Tune in Wednesdays at 4 p.m. for Do You Wanna Dance? A show that helps you realize how simple it is to go from wallflower dreamer to confident center of the stage dancer. Whether it's the first dance as husband and wife or another option for date night, Sophia in Sapphire will help jumpstart your dancing journey and transform your experience into a personal expression of what makes you, you.
Tune in Wednesdays at 4 p.m. to Vegas All Net Radio and let me help you go from nerdy to flirty and learn how simple it is to turn your dreams into reality on the Do You Wanna Dance radio show. Hi, it's Sophia from Sophia in Sapphire, here with a personal invitation to join me every week for my How to Dance in Real Life Situations beginner class. Begin your journey from nerdy to flirty while you learn how to make dance more than just a one-time thing. Join my How to Dance in Real Life Situations meetup at meetup.com and visit sophiainsapphire.com for more information.
Do You Wanna Dance is brought to you by Sophia in Sapphire. Experience the bliss of dance, whether preparing for the first dance of the rest of your life as husband and wife, or gaining the confidence to enjoy the dance floor on date night. Sophia and her team of dance specialists will help you feel alive, reconnected, and invigorated through all types of dances. From beginners to advanced students, Sophia will help you experience the therapeutic, medicinal, and transformative benefits of dance. Get on the dance floor. Get in a game. Go from nerdy to flirty with Sophia in Sapphire. Listen to Do You Wanna Dance Wednesdays at 4 p.m. on Vegas All Net Radio. And check out sophiainsapphire.com for more information. Or give Sophia a call at 702-907-7002. That's sophiainsapphire.com. And the Do You Wanna Dance radio show Wednesdays at 4 p.m. on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
Welcome back to Do You Wanna Dance? Once again, your host, Sophia in Sapphire.
Sophia in Sapphire.
Welcome back to the Do You Wanna Dance show. This is your hostess, Sophia in Sapphire. We've got a full house here with co-host Magic Al Jensen and our two guests, Rick and Janee Bennet. Welcome back onto the show, everyone.
Thank you, Sophia. It's a joy to be here.
Oh, thank you. I love that.
Yes, indeed.
So, you know, I really like the last caller, that thing about closing your eyes and really experiencing, you know, the now. I'm sure you, Rick and Janee, can identify with kind of focusing in and zoning in to what's important, right?
Oh, absolutely. And closing your eyes is one of the best ways of doing it. It just allows...
shuts out all the noise.
Yeah, it shuts everything out. And quieting the mind is a little helpful, too, so you don't get so confused.
Well, as you said earlier about getting into the zone, that's
Right.
what you're doing. When you're in the zone, you're not hearing anything else. And when you can shut your eyes, it takes away anything that might get in the way, and you can just feel.
Yeah.
And that's when you really get into the now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any shout-outs to give it to anyone out there?
Anybody want to say hi to that?
I would just encourage everyone to be in the awareness of being in the now, of what's happening with your life right now, because that's the only thing you can do anything with.
And do you have any resources for our listeners?
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that they can come to that maybe you have written, or any particular author or spiritual individual that you like to listen to?
Or a book?
We have been on staff with Steve Rother, who is Lightworker.com. And if you go into lightworker.com, you will find any number of avenues to keep you occupied for a very long time. He has been a tremendous tremendous inspiration. There
Sure,
we go with the word inspiration. He's been a tremendous inspiration. And as you said earlier, Wayne Dyer, there are many, many, many people that we have gotten to meet through Steve having his show. So, lightworker.com.
Very cool. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Yep, thanks, Ray. Thanks, Janee.
Thank you.
Thank you, Al.
So how cool.
Sophia, my goodness, we have, is this what, show number 7?
It is 8? 7, lucky 7.
Lucky number 7. Each one just keeps getting better and better, doesn't it?
Yeah, it just gets deeper and deeper.
That's right. That's right. It does. We had some great callers today.
Yeah, and touched on a lot of topics that, are personal ones. And I love that about this show because it's even so hard to describe to people because it's more than just dancing. It's more than just, doing these normal things. It's about, like, psychology, right? It's about our moods, what is the essence of us.
Right.
Which is really cool. And I'm so happy we were able to talk about this today.
Right. Dancing just allows us to center ourselves, to gain focus, and get in touch with our inner sense of joy. And I love that about dance. That is so cool.
Yeah. Would you say you experienced that?
I have experienced that a number of times in my life. Yes, I have.
Oh, tell us more.
We've had some of the stories of dancing when I was a bit younger. Over the last few years, I've had some medical issues and some car accident and some back problems and some foot problems, which seriously limit my mobility. So the last few years have been kind of frustrating from a physical perspective, but I still have the joy, I still have the memories, I still remember the wonderful times that I spent dancing, and I still do to a small degree, not as much as I once did, and hopefully not as much as I will in the near future. But I just know that getting out there on the dance floor allows you to connect with another human being, and hopefully that's your significant other. It helps you to get a closer relationship and fall deeper in love with that person.
Yeah, or with the wrong person, or the right person.
Well, I've done that before too. So it's every experience is an experience.
It's a joke, but not a real joke. It's really cool how it does bond people together. So I would recommend everyone try it out and do some bonding this weekend, Saturday night at the Gold Coast with me, yours truly, and a whole bunch of us. Fun people, single, couples, friends, come out and dance salsa at the Gold Coast.
Thanks for listening to Do You Wanna Dance? Tune in again next week for more interviews, advice, and insight into how you could go from nerdy to flirty and learn how simple it is to turn your dreams into reality. On the Do You Wanna Dance radio show, Wednesdays at 4 p.m. right here on VegasAllNetRadio.com.
Views and opinions expressed on this program were those of the hosts and guests and did not necessarily reflect those of Vegas All Net Radio, its affiliates, or its parent company.